Good morning, student. Today in theme 7, uh, I will describe you about the Virupaksha temple and Vithala temple. These are the last topics of this chapter. Now, the features of the Vijayanagar temple. Today we discuss about the first of all the Virupaksha temple. Here you see this is the picture of the Virupaksha temple. One of the best example of the Virupaksha temple. The Virupaksha temple was built over centuries. Inscriptions suggested that this shrine date in the ninth or 10th century. Maybe this temple was built in the 9th, 8th, 9th or 10th centuries, and on the occasion of his coronation, Krishan Deva Rai built the elaborate hall in front of the main shrine. The hall was adorned with delicately carved pillars. Again, the hall of this temple was built very beautiful carved with the very beautiful and delicately carved pillars. Eastern Gopuram was also built by him. It has the two Gopurams. The eastern side was built by the Krishan Dev Rai, maybe on that time. The halls in the temple were used for a variety of the purposes. In some spaces, images of the god were placed to witness special programs of music, dance, drama, etc. It means that in front of the images of the god, the people on that time they were also show their different emotions in front of the god through the music, dance, and the dramas, etc. Others were used to celebrate the marriages of the deities. It means goddesses like as the Pampa Devi and Virupaksha. They were the people. They were celebrate this marriage custom every year, and yet others were meant for the deities to swing in. The other mandaps or the pavilions they were also used that because that mandaps were very huge. Okay, and on such occasions small images other than those kept in the central shrine were used. The others images on these occasions they were used and they were also worshipped in the shrine. In the north, the Vithala temple, the principal deity was Vitthal, a form of Vishnu, generally worshipped in the Maharashtra. This temple has several halls and a unique shrine design is a chariot. A characteristic feature of the temple complex is a chariot street that extended from the temple Gopuram in a straight line. So this was the main feature of this Vitla temple that this temple was built in a chariot form. Okay, and this chariot that in this temple the Gopuram that Gopuram linked with the straight line of the temple. These streets were paved with stone slabs and lined with pillared pavilions where merchants were set up their shops. It means that in the pillared pavilions or in the pillared corridors, the traders, the merchants, they on the at the time of the occasions or the festivals, they were also set up their shops. Not permanently, only at the time of the occasions or the festivals, they were used that pillared pavilions. Now here you see the Vitthal Swami temple, the pictures, the various steps involved in the mapping of the site of Hampi. But this is the last topic of our this chapter. The first step was divided the entire area into a set of 25 square, each designated by a letter of the alphabet. So they divided the first step they were took that they were divided the entire area into 25 square. Okay, and after that they were also give the name of each square like as an alphabet A B C. Okay, then each of the small square was subdivided into a set of even smaller square like A part again they divided into A1, A2, A3, A4 like in this way. Okay, each of these smaller square was further subdivided into the yet smaller units like A1. A1 again they divided into subdivided into the smaller units. In this way, they were also made the map of this site. These detailed survey have been extremely painstaking and have recovered thousands of the structures from the tiny shrines and the residence of the elaborate temples. So with the help of these surveys or with the help of these maps, our historians, they were also discovered thousands of the structures on this area. Buildings provide useful information in understanding the past. So these buildings, which are the main source of the information of this Vijayanagar Empire or this Hampi, okay. So this gives us a lot, very useful information. Buildings that survive tell us about the ways spaces were organized and used, how they were built, with what material and techniques they were used, who can assess the defense requirement and military preparedness of the city by studying its fortifications. Buildings also tell us about the spread of ideas and cultural influence if we compare them with the buildings in the other places. So they convey ideas which the builders on that time they were built these buildings and for which purposes. The detailed surveys have been which we also find here, which also give us about the we also knows about the roads, path, bazaars, all these all these things from this investigation. The investigation of the architectural features do not tell us what ordinary men, women, and children, comprising the vast majority of the people who lived in the city and its outskirts, thought about these impressive buildings, and would they have had access to any of the area within the royal center or the sacred center? This is the question. Would they hurry past the sculpture, or would they pause to see, reflect, and try and understand its complicated symbolism? And what did the people who worked on these colossal construction projects think on the enterprises of which they had contributed their labor? So all these questions were also raised in the mind of the our archaeologists or the historians. But now I'm showing you the wonderful buildings of this Hampi. See here, this is the wonder of the Hampi stone. This is the chariot shaped Vitthal temple. These are the musical pillars, huge buildings which we also find there. This is again the Vitthal Swami temple. Another picture of the Vitthal temple. Okay student, thank you. Our this chapter is completed. Next video we will start our chapter number 9 because the 8 is deleted from our syllabus. Thank you.